Okay, so good day. Welcome our stakeholders and colleagues to our presentation today. For this presentation, we'll be going through our project that we'll be working on. This project is with regards to upgrading the system and technology here at ACME. And we are here from Next Tier Consulting. These are our team members that would be the core members on your project during this time. And we'll be the person that will be in contact with you guys to get everything done. So just to give you a little bit about Next Year Consulting, we were established in 2014 and we operate in Canada and USA. And for our mission statement, we are focused on empowering businesses with agile, high quality, and reliable technology solutions tailored for their success. And throughout our years of operating, we have developed our specialty in product and application development, technology consulting, and also enterprise system development. And we think with these skills and our experience will be the perfect team for you to complete this project. So, as we discussed, the scope for this ACME upgrade is that we'll be upgrading the accounting system to version X. And we'll be also implementing a new analytics tool for you guys. We'll be talking about the budget later on in our presentation. And as we discussed, the completion date should be June 3rd, 2025, which should happen between the five major locations for ACME. So for this project, we've decided to use a hybrid methodology for the project. So for the planning and designing aspect, we'll be using the waterfall method, where we'll have special focus on Los Angeles because they have a more outdated system. And this way we can establish clear milestones and deliverables for the project. Then we'll go into the agile methodology for the implementation, which will be done through a spring-based implementation, and will also utilize the agile ceremonies as a way to optimize the process. So this is a milestone timeline for you, just to give you an overview of how long the project is going to take and when each phase will start and begin. So as we go through the project, we'll go into this time frame a bit more. All right, so next I'll be moving on to Zita, who will be talking about the different risk and the mitigating strategies. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Valentin, for your proper explanation about all the areas. I want to talk about risk evaluation and mitigation strategies with this project. Let's start with technology integration challenges. What is that? Compatibility issues and data migration challenges when we want to implement the version X for accounting in this company. And what is the mitigation way for that? To avoid problems, we will check if things work together well and make, for example, a plan to combine them smoothly and test everything in stages by stages. And resistance to change. Some of the employees, as we had studied in digital transformation course, have a resistance about every new things and could slow down how quickly we start using new things and make us maybe less productive and less efficient. Sorry. To fix this, we will create a plan to manage the changes, train everyone well, communicate with them clearly, and in maybe involve key people like stakeholders in all the stages from the scratch. And budget constraint. We might spend more money than the 4.5 million in this area that we set aside for this project and expense maybe 2 million for operating costs. To mitigate this area, we can carefully estimate costs, focus on what's more important, and closely track all the stages for the budget. Please turn the page. And the time constraint. Deadline pressure always affect the quality of the timelines. And what can we do for this area? What is the mitigation way? We can establish a realistic schedules, use project management tools like CPM or PERT or combination of both that we studied in the project management and adjust resources as needed. The other area is vendor support issues. Problem might arise if vendors don't follow their rules. To mitigate this part, we can clearly define what we expect from them, review how they are worked well and doing regularly, and have backup plan for all the parts and stages. And data security and privacy concerns. New system always could lead to data vulnerabilities and privacy issues. To mitigate this area, we can, well, as a security, enforce maybe, for example, a strong measurements and follow some specific regulations in our company as well. And the stakeholders alignments and communication, all the times we can develop our communication, the level of communication, and have a comprehensive communication and engagement with the stakeholders to make our project doing well and mitigate all the risks about this part. I can hand over the presentation to my colleague Roya, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Zita. Now I want to explain the high-level assumption because our objective is to provide a complete solution that improve operational efficiency for the ACME. So we have some high-level assumption. Next slide, please. Thank you. The first one is stakeholder alignment. We assume that stakeholders from all SMEs offices have agreement on the goals of the project and understand the importance of the updating the accounting system and implementing the analytical reports as a helpful tool. And the second one is availability of resources. We assume that ACME's financial and IT department, all of them have all the infrastructure, staff, or all the budget that needed to implement the project. And another assumption is technological integration readiness. We assume that this new accounting system are compatible with the current technological infrastructure. And the level of integration and readiness is important to transfer data in a very easy way. Another assumption is change management readiness. We believe that the staff member of the company is ready and open to use the new analytical reporting tool for accounting system, and they are ready for organizational change. And the next one is, next slide, please. It's reliability with law, rules, and standards. We expect that the new accounting system follow the rules because there are rules and standards that this system need to meet to make sure that all the information and all the financial information, the customer details are safe and private. And another assumption is vendor cooperation. We expect that all the company that we are partnering with us, like software companies or tech experts, work well with each other and helping each other. And another one is effective communication and collaboration. We are thinking that the way that different offices communicate and work with each other, and they are set up and working well, and everyone can easily work and talk together and understand each other. And another assumption is adheres to the budget and timeline. We think that the project will be done within the specific timeline and budget, and by managing our money and time carefully, we make sure that we can hit all the deadline that we have set. So thank you, and I hand over to my friend.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the budget overview. So the ACME project budget has been divided into two major parts, which is the capital budget and the operating budget. So if we talk about the capital budget here, we have been given with a capital budget of 4.5 million. The one-time cost of integrating and changing the new accounting systems are covered in this budget. The first one here is system upgrade costs, and the next one is integration cost. Third one that we're talking about here is consulting cost, and the last one is contingency fund. Next slide, please. So the system upgrade cost has been given a chunk of $2 million. This is the principal amount of the capital budget, which is approximately 2 million and is given for the upgrade. So this includes the buying the necessary software and hardware for the new versions. The next one is integration costs. This is been allocated with $1 million. This is going to help us increase the efficiency of the information flow of all the ACME sites, necessities, integration. We have this budget to just fill up the gap between the outdated and the modern accounting systems. The next one here is the consulting cost, which has been given with a $750,000, which is to use the outside experience in system architecture and integration for their funds that are reserved for the consultancy services. And then the fourth part that we are giving here is the contingency fund, which is again given the same amount, which is $7,500, oh sorry, $7,500, which is going to be for the IT projects that face many unpredicted costs. So this fund is kept aside just for a safety net, which can be provided for the unseen issues and might occur while remodeling the technical infrastructure, or would help us for a lower risk and promote a more flexible project operation. Moving on to the next slide. In this pie chart, so you can see that the major amount has been given, which is 44.44% to the system upgrade cost, which is the most important part of the capital budget allocation. The next one has been given to integration cost to cover up the gap between the modern modeling for the 22.2%. And the next two for the consulting and contingency has been given for 16.67, which has been dividing for both the parts. Continuing on the next slide. The operation budget has been allocated for $2 million. So these expenses that are lined up are related to finishing up the projects in a financially and more environmentally sustainable way. So this is going to ensure that the resources that are required for the maintenance and the improvement of the project are easily accessible, which includes the training program costs here, the cost for support and maintenance, change management, and the project management. Moving on to the next slide. So the training management program cost that here we are talking about is requires a considerable more the most amount of operating budget for better performance for new system and the course to finish a perfect sequence. Here we have given it a $6 million fund, which is the 30% chunk. For the support and maintenance, here again we have been given the same amount, which we will put separately for maintenance for depending upon the categories that we go on with it, which maintains a continuous system performance that ensures that we meet the organizational goals. Third one here is change management. So this has been given for the change management of the program that adapts a better adaptability and acceptance among ACME staff members, for which promotes better financial organization and readiness. The last one is project management costs. Here we are talking about the funds that are deposited for the success that would be determined majorly for the project management role. There are many tasks that are required to make sure that stakeholders are satisfied. Moving on to the next slide, here we can see that the pie chart clearly shows that 30% is given. The major chunks are given for 30% to training program and cost support, and the rest 25% is for change management, and the small amount is given for project management here. So moving on, my friend is going to carry on with the presentation.
Thank you. So this slide here talks about a detailed communication and engagement plan for transitioning to the new enterprise accounting system. So to begin with, here are the objectives of the plan, which will ensure that the plan ensures transparent communication, encourage employee feedback and engagement. The second element on the plan is to analyze the stakeholders who are a part of this, which includes the project team, the end users, executive leaders, and vendors. That's the software providers. Next is the list of the communication tools and channels that will be involved. So for formal communications, we'll be using email, intranet, and project management softwares. And for daily communication, we use Teams or Zoom. And we use surveys for gathering feedback. Up next in the communication plan that we are entailing are the details of communication activities, such as the kickoff meetings, the weekly updates, monthly steering committee meetings, training sessions, and feedback loops through which we will improve the project's future phases. In the next slide, we talk about the plans talk about the responsibilities. So here are the list of personals who are responsible for overseeing and coordinating the plan. That they are the project manager, that's a project manager who oversees the communication plan and ensures consistency and effectiveness of all communications. Then is the communications officer, then local coordinators, they facilitate localized communication and training efforts. Moving on, the next key element, the main element in the communication and engagement plan is documentation and reporting. So this consists of monthly documents detailing progress and performance against the timelines and budgets that we have already covered. And there is this risk and issue log. So this log actually records any deviation that happens from the original plan. And along with the justifications and impact will also be recorded on a real-time basis and reviewed during the monthly steering committee meetings. Next is the crisis management plan. So this consists of the team and the protocol guidelines and the backup tools required for communication in the times of crisis. Finally, in the plan, we talk about the evaluation and adjustments. So this section talks about how it is done through regular reviews or assessments of a communication plan and how these adjustments are made based on the feedbacks that we have already collected from the stakeholders. So by adhering to this detailed communication and engagement plan, we aim to ensure that all the parties involved are well informed, engaged, and aligned towards the successful completion of the system upgrade and analytics tool implementation. Now I request Sumit to continue.
Your microphone is off.
Sorry. So now it is audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So now my slide is about the key dependencies of the ACMEs. So the first point is regarding resources of availability. Ensuring the timely availability of ACME's IT and finance resources across all locations is crucial for a successful implementation. The second one is about system integration, linking the new accounting system like version X with ACME's existing analytics monitoring technology infrastructure. To upmost, it is the most important thing that we have to do with that. And the other point is the organizational change management. Efficient and informed change management strategies are vital for user adoption across all ACME's locations. Employees need to be fully trained on the new system features and functionals to leverage in all full potential. The other now moving to the key constraints. The first one is time constraint. The project has a strict deadline of about 3rd June 2025 for delivery. This tight schedule leaves a narrow path for execution, requiring planning and coordination across all project activities. The other thing constraint is budget constraints, which is the most important thing for every organization. The project has a capital budget of $5 million and an operating budget of $2 million. These limited funds necessitate careful resource allocation and cost-effective implementation strategies. The other thing is the vendor support. The existing version accounting 3 system is approaching end of support for the vendor, necessitating an urgent upgrade to version X. And the last one is geographical depression. Collaboration between ACME's offices like in New York, Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, and Los Angeles is essential. As they are geographically dispersed, they are very far away. Coordinating activities, sharing knowledge, and planning a process across these locations can be challenging for the ACMEs. Now I am heading towards Valentina.
Okay, thank you, Sumit. Okay, so now now we're at the end. We have provided you with a comprehensive breakdown of the plan that we have for your project. So the next steps for us to proceed is for you to approve the proposal that we have provided here for you. We can start going into planning, and then we can transition from the planning stage into the first stage where we will start the project and start getting things running. Okay, so we're prepared. We here at Next Year's Consulting, we are prepared to guide you through every step that we have to do with this critical update because we know how important it is for you. And we are encouraging you to embrace this opportunity to revolutionize your system with us. We are very experienced in this industry. We know what we're doing, and together we can achieve a seamless transition and pave the way for future innovations. So we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for listening. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't say
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.